everything's going to be okay. Just know that you aren't alone because all the other seniors in the country are going through the same thing as you.
Hello and welcome. My name is Zoe and I am so excited to be interviewing exceptional Illini from all across campus so that you can get an inside look into what it's like to be a student at Illinois. Be sure to subscribe so you never miss a video, and also let us know in the comments who you'd like to hear from next. Today I had the privilege of sitting down with Veronica. She is a recently graduated senior from Niles, Illinois, and she studied speech and hearing sciences with a concentration in audiology. She is a 4.0 student and has been for all of college, and she's also a huge fan of The Bachelor. I really hope that you enjoy this interview.
So my name is Veronica Lane. I am from Niles, Illinois, which is about half an hour from Chicago. And yes, I actually just graduated in May, so I'm officially on alumni status, which is exciting and very, very sad. And I majored in speech and hearing science with a concentration in audiology, which is in the College of Applied Health Sciences. And then I also minored in adult development.
Very cool. Well, we're definitely going to jump into all that academic related stuff. But before we do, could you tell me a little bit about what led you to choose Illinois in the first place?
So I was super undecided coming to college. I visited different places, I applied, and I figured that one would kind of make me feel like I fit in. But even when I accepted Illinois, I was like, I'm still not too sure. I didn't feel a strong pull towards it. But it's really once I started getting involved in things that I felt like it was my school and like I belong there. So that's always what I encourage people as a tour guide. I'm like, no matter where you go, just get involved. It's scary. I came from an all-girls Catholic school, and so going to a school of 40,000 people was terrifying. But just get involved, and then it'll feel like a lot smaller of a campus, but you still get that huge community feel. So I always say it's less important why I went to Illinois and more important of why I stayed here.
Ooh, that is a great way of putting it. Yeah, what were some of the things that you got involved with straight away that started to make it feel more like home? The James Scholar Advisory Board for the College of Applied Health Sciences, I missed the initial application process and then they extended it. And I was like, this is a sign, I should apply. And so I got involved with that my first semester of freshman year. And I really loved it. I was on events and outreach, and so I got to plan different things, meet people of different majors, so that was a great opportunity. And then my second semester, I joined the Illinois band, so I was in one of the concert bands here. That was really great. I was able to meet people outside of my major, and that encouraged me to sign up for the Marching Illini too. So it's kind of all domino effects of what would happen next. Very cool. What instrument do you play?
I play trombone. My dad and my brother both play it too, so kind of runs in the family.
Runs in the family. That's so cool. My dad played trumpet when he was a kid, and then in high school I also played trumpet. But
wow, okay.
Yeah, it's. We've interviewed a bunch of Marching Illini folks, and
I've seen that.
Yeah, at first I was thinking, man, we're really hitting the Marching Illini folks hard, but I think it's really a gigantic ensemble of really involved people, so it kind of makes sense.
Yeah, that's what I've noticed too. It's like everyone's just super busy. There's so many of us, but it's great because we're still we all still do very different things, but we all are connected through Marching Illini. Yeah,
that's so wonderful. Well, tell me a little bit more about how you decided on speech and hearing sciences, and more specifically audiology, and then how the minor came in as well.
So I picked my major from a list. I didn't know what I wanted to do. I hadn't even heard of speech and hearing science before. I just looked at I knew I wanted to do something that helped other people directly. So I knew I wanted to be in healthcare, avoid blood if I could. And so I got started at speech and hearing science. I really like the one-on-one aspect of it all, where it's you and a patient. You still definitely connect with other groups of people, but just having that initial you and a patient. I started off in speech and hearing science, speech language pathology, which is a different concentration. And I really liked it. I was in it for 2 years. And then I took an intro to sound and hearing science my junior year with Dr. Mertez. I loved him and I loved the class. And I was like, wait, do I need to switch to audiology? And speech language pathology is only 2 years of grad school, and audiology is 4. And so I was like, that's a big decision right there. But just going over all the different things, I actually reached out to the teaching assistant in that class that I took. And I was like, should I switch over? I don't know what to do. So she helped me a lot through it. And I absolutely love it. I'm really excited about grad school and all that. So I really got started in a weird way, but it all worked out and I absolutely love it. And then for adult development, I don't know. My parents growing up, they always made me talk to older adults, which seemed terrifying at first, but then it was really interesting to me. And I especially connected a lot with my grandparents. And so going into college, I was like, I'll take a few classes about adult development and aging, and I'll just see how it goes. And then I really, really enjoyed it. And so it's like, I've taken a few classes for the minor. I might as well just declare it. So that was a super easy process, and I was really happy about that. It kind of gave me a different insight to things. I also think it connects a lot to my major, which I enjoyed. And I think older adults, they don't get a lot of the attention that they need in the healthcare field because people kind of see, a decline in health is like normal for older adults. And so I just want them to be able to live their best life and just feel valued and heard. So I'm really enjoyed that I declared that minor.
That is such a fascinating way to connect two programs. I mean, it makes a lot of sense to me because, I have grandparents and they're both kind of losing their hearing. And so it probably is a really isolating thing to have your hearing decline as you're dealing with other health problems. So really good on you for studying that.
And it's such a basis of our communication and we don't really think about it. And so it's super important. And then only when we start losing it do we think about it. And especially as all the baby boomers are getting older, it's like, okay, it's going to be a rise in that field too. So it's kind of important to study that anyway.
Definitely. Are there any particular classes that you took, or I know you mentioned in our little preliminary thing, there are a couple different mentors that you had. Would you be able to speak on that a little bit?
So I would say my biggest mentor was Dr. Keiko Ishikawa. She's in the speech and hearing science department. I took my speech anatomy class with her. And then for my James Scholar project with her, I wanted to work in her lab. I wasn't super excited about working at labs initially, but I figured I would get started at it, see what happened. And so I interviewed with her, and it's been absolutely the best. She is amazing. She really tries to make sure that students are working hard, but they're still taking care of themselves. So she really just checks up on us along the way, but she wants to challenge us. And so I love being able to work with her, just kind of all the different opportunities that she's given all of us. And she helped me with grad school, all of that stuff too. And so it was the initial, okay, she was a professor, and now it's like she was a huge mentor to me. So I'm super grateful for her. I'm still working in her lab over the summer too.
Oh, great.
And so she's not done with me yet, which I love. So
that's so wonderful.
She's wonderful.
Cool.
Other than that, I would say my counselor, my academic advisor, Kathy Ritten, just because she was kind of the first person that you get to meet on campus, because it was that initial signing up for classes, registration, orientation, stuff like that. And she's been super helpful over the past 4 years. It's really nice to have someone that really, really understands the field, where it's going, all the different kind of opportunities I have out there. She's helped me with picking classes. She helped me with deciding on a grad school, deciding jobs to do over the summer. So she kind of did it all, and she was always really, really available. She had walk-in hours every day, and then also we could just email her. She answers emails freaky fast. She's amazing. So I was really grateful for that, because I'm kind of like worried, like, am I doing the right thing? Can I sign up for this class? So she was really great on all of that.
That's so great. Yeah. Getting a great advisor right off the bat is a huge part of, at least for me, I've had really great advisors during my undergrad experience as well. So yeah, it's great to hear that. And so I guess, incoming freshmen who see this, talk to your advisor, get on their good side.
Yeah. They're just there to help you. And it's so scary. It's like, am I doing the right thing? Are they going to judge me? But they're really just there to help.
Right, of course. And so next step for you is grad school. Have you decided where you're going and when, and anything with that yet?
So I applied in January. I finished all my applications. I only chose to apply to Big Ten schools because I love the feel of Big Ten schools. So I'm going to be going to University of Wisconsin-Madison. I'm really, really excited. I kind of accepted kind of last minute, but I'm very excited. So that's a 4-year program. And so I start at the end of August and then just work all the way through it. I never thought I would go from getting an undergrad degree to a doctorate, but you never know where life can take you.
Yeah. Only 4 more years of school then, and then you'll be set.
and that'll be set. Yeah, I think it's a really neat opportunity, and I like just being able to go out to different clinical experiences. I figure I don't know 100% kind of what I wanted to do after this. After grad school, I know I want to work in a hospital, but it's great to just be able to get all those different clinical opportunities under my belt.
Yeah. So I imagine that audiologists are really important all over the country. Is there a specific area that you're hoping to end up?
I don't think so. It's just, we have a huge field right now. We're really, really in demand, so we can really go wherever we want to go. So I kind of like the not complete city feel, but I do like being able to kind of work in a bigger environment. That's why I think a hospital is great. So I think that's an amazing thing about my field, is that I can end up anywhere and still be happy and feel fulfilled, and then I can move around wherever I want to go.
That's great. Well, cool. So let's dive into your Illinois story and experience a little bit more. So at the end, or around, I guess, middle of freshman year, you joined an Illinois ensemble, music ensemble. And then tell me a little bit about deciding to audition for the Marching Illini and what it was like to be a part of the band.
So my freshman year, I went to a football game with my dad. We went for Dad's Weekend, which is my favorite weekend on campus.
Yes,
I love it so much. So we just went to a football game. I was never super into sports, and so I was like, okay, I'll go because it's fun to go with my dad. And then I saw the band, and I was like, whoa, this is different. And I was like, okay, Dad, I need to do this. And I was at the football game, and I said that. And then it was a super scary audition process because you're just in front of the director. And in high school, we never had to audition for anything. So that was my first audition. I was like terrified. But our director, Barry Hauser, was amazing about it. He kind of helped me calm down. And so I did that initial audition process. I got invited to preseason camp that night, which felt super good. So I went and I worked my butt off, I will say. I did a lot of work. I kind of worked earlier than we started, and I went later than we went. And so it was really just like 15-hour days. And I was like, this is worth it. This is going to be, because it was just very different from what I did from high school. In high school, I had a 30-person band. And then I moved to the Marching Illini, where you have 375. So it was kind of a big, different, yeah, it was something to get used to. And then it was like, as soon as I made the band, I was like, okay, we got to still keep working. I want to be able to march on the field. And so I kind of worked my way up throughout the years. I was able to march freshman year. And then my dad, actually, for Dad's Day, for 3 years in a row now, he's been able to march on the field with me during Dad's Day, which I love. He has to like learn a dance and everything during halftime. And so I love that, where it's just like being able to connect him to that. And he did marching band in high school too. And so it was kind of a neat opportunity. And then this past year, I've been a squad leader. And so it's kind of this leadership position where I can look over other people's marching and stuff and just be a mentor to them. So I think that's really neat, because that's a lot of what I turned to when I started in the Marching Illini, and now I can help those people out. But it's been amazing. I always encourage people, I'm like, it's scary to audition, just do it. You won't regret it. That's really how I've met all my best friends, my roommates, my boyfriend. That's how I've met everybody. So It's been a really great opportunity. Yeah.
That is awesome. So this year we had a pretty good football season. Could you tell me about the Wisconsin win?
Oh my gosh. It felt so good. It was like, this is the moment we've been waiting for.
Yes.
We were losing the entire game, and it was like, I didn't want this. And it was homecoming. I had my whole family there. I was like, come on, we could do this. And it was against Wisconsin. We went in with like a 4% chance of winning. And then it was like somewhere it took a turn, and we were like, ooh, okay, but we don't want to say anything. We don't want to jinx it. We were all super excited. And then it was kind of like a blur the last few seconds. And they kicked that field goal. And I know there's a picture of me where you can see him kicking the field goal, and then you can see the Marching Illini people in the background. And I found myself, and my face was just like, I was so excited. And then everyone got to storm the field. The band obviously stayed in our stands. And we were able to play Hail to the Orange and have everybody sing along to it. And the stadium it was insane. It was like, oh my God, it felt so good. It was, I know that the score stayed up on the scoreboard for like a couple days past the game. It was like, we were just so proud to be there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It was unreal.
Yeah, I was there with my family that day, including my dad, diehard Illini fan. And, we went down to the field, and I just remember it took forever to clear everybody out of the stadium because everyone was like soaking in this feeling of this huge win.
Yeah, we all just want to hold on to it. I remember over the speakers, they were like, please leave. Like, no, we don't want to.
Memorial Stadium is closed.
Yeah. Yeah, and then the band also went to the Michigan State game where we turned around and had the biggest comeback. And, oh my God. That was another one where it's like, okay, we're not going to win. All the Michigan State people were like, yeah, we got this. And then soon enough, we started getting touchdowns, and they were just crazy touchdowns. And we're like, okay, we got this. And then it was the last play, and we only had a few seconds, and then we did it. And the band stormed the field actually this time because we were on the field to start with. And it was like, wow, we're going to a bowl game. None of us had been able to go to a bowl game at that point. And just as a senior, it was so fun. It was such an amazing opportunity. Yeah.
I bet that was really special, especially for you guys who had been in the band for a long time. So yeah,
we've been through some good games and so not through so good games, and so it was just so good.
Very cool. Awesome. So you made a whole bunch of friends in the Marching Illini. Are there any just fun memories with your friends that you've been reflecting on since graduating?
Oh, fun memories with my friends. So my favorite restaurant on campus is called Maze. I love it. It's so good. It's always voted the #1 Mexican restaurant in Champaign. And so I always loved just going there and then going home and watching Jeopardy just with your friends, kind of just sitting back and relaxing. It was like, okay, we have these super fun moments, but it's kind of just those nice little weekend things that you can just sit down and relax with your friends and do that I really love. I also think with my Marching Illini trombones, we have a bunch of different activities we do throughout the year. 2 years ago, we actually were a soccer team. We joined Intramural soccer. So that was super fun. I have never played soccer in my life. I'm not very good at playing sports. I like watching them a lot more now, but I'm not good at playing them. And it was kind of fun. It was like very different from marching on a field together. And we got some alumni of the program too who were in grad school. And so that was really fun. We did not win a single game. We did not score a single point. I think in the past 3 years that the team has been a team, we've gotten one goal.
Oh boy.
It was super fun to kind of go out with your friends. It was a really cheap kind of activity that we could do. We could play a few games. And we were able to meet the other team too. And they loved us because they won. They were like, okay, no competition here. We love you guys. So I really like that. It was very different, but it's kind of a fun story to tell. It's like, yeah, I played soccer in college. Yeah, so I love that.
That's great. Yeah, I actually think I've only played one game of intramural soccer, but I was on a team, and I think scheduling wise, I just could never quite make it work. But it is really fun. And like you said, I think it's pretty inexpensive. It's maybe like $5 a person for.
Yeah. I think we did like $15 and we all got t-shirts.
Oh,
and so it was like with t-shirts and the cost, it was only $15. So it's really, really cheap.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think, if I remember correctly, just for anyone watching this, if you're interested in intramurals, I think that you can sign on as a free agent if you don't have a team, and then they'll assign you a team. And
yeah, you can either join with your team or join alone. So it's like, just get started.
Yeah.
Try it out. It's a good way to stay active. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Referring to your awesome questionnaire list that you gave me. So you said that you're a big fan of The Bachelor. Is this true?
Oh, yes, I am. I'm a huge fan of The Bachelor. I think growing up, I was like, I don't like The Bachelor. I didn't think it was like reality TV. And then I was like, okay, no, I'm completely obsessed. It's kind of a nice thing. I know it's on tonight too. And so it's kind of a nice thing, where it's just reality TV. You can kind of shut your brain off for a while and just kind of get hooked on it. I always text my mom during it. I also just text my friends. Just kind of unwind for a bit. It's just something to look forward to. It's like, it's a Monday, but I can watch The Bachelor, so
At
it's all going to be okay.
The Bachelor's on. Yeah.
Yeah. And I know my dad would roll his eyes and be like, don't watch it. It's bad for your brain. But it's kind of nice to just unwind for a few minutes. Yeah.
Especially in college. I mean, it can get really stressful, and there are just so many different things to manage that if you can find one night a week where all you have to do is sit down and watch The Bachelor, that's pretty awesome.
Yeah. I think definitely you need that. And there's different ways to do it, but it was like, it's just kind of, you need to shut your brain off. And I always try to do homework during commercial breaks, and I was like, no, we're done. We're just going to watch it. We can do homework after.
Cool. And then in terms of your taste in music, it sounds like you enjoy just really like fun, uplifting stuff. So tell me about who you've been listening to lately.
I do. I just love music that makes you happy as soon as you listen to it, and you can just kind of lay back and enjoy it. My favorite is Jack Johnson. Not a whole lot of people know about him, but he does really, really fun music. He has one song called Banana Pancakes, where it's just like, that's my favorite. I know the one. It's just kind of relaxing on the weekend, having a banana pancake. So I got a waffle maker so I can make banana waffles.
Ooh.
Kind of the same thing.
Awesome.
And then I got to love Taylor Swift. I always have, always will. So it's really relaxing music. And Lizzo. Always got to love Lizzo. I remember for the Spring Jam concert this year, which is a concert we have in the spring, that's free for students, so it's really, really fun. I remember we were picking out different options, and I saw Lizzo on the list, and I texted all my friends. I was like, vote for Lizzo, vote for Lizzo.
We need to get her here.
I know. We never got to see what would happen, but it was kind of neat that even like we had the opportunity to maybe have Lizzo here.
Yeah. Hey, maybe next year. Lizzo, if you see this, please come.
If you're watching.
Oh yeah. A lot of folks watching this are going to be freshmen in the fall. And so they had a lot of their like senior year moments kind of snapped away, and it's really tough. But I guess if you had any advice or just a positive message to leave our incoming freshmen with, what would you say?
Understand the process of it all and just accept it for what it is right now. Everything's going to be okay. Just know that you aren't alone, because all the other seniors in the country are going through the same thing as you. Mm-hmm. All the other college seniors are too. And I know it's a super scary kind of time, and you know you're going to go to college right after this, and you might feel unprepared, but just kind of trust the process. Everybody goes through it, and you get through it. I know, I mean, as I said, I went to an all-girls Catholic school. I was terrified to go to a school of 40,000 people, and for the fact they had boys, which I was not used to in my classes.
Terrifying.
And so I was really scared going into freshman year. I mean, I was definitely hesitant to open up right away. And I kind of regret that I didn't open up sooner and meet other people. So just kind of be out there, be yourself, just go for it.
Awesome. Well, that is great advice. And I think that goes for any life stage, not even just going into college. That's so great.